A 4-year-old boy suddenly asked his mother if she had ever had an abortion.
You had a baby die in your tummy, didn't you?
His mother froze on the spot. This secret from 10 years ago was known only to her and her husband.
Honey, who told you I had a baby die in my tummy?
She told me she died in your tummy.
The mother could barely hold back her tears as she heard this. What the little boy said next was even more shocking.
What does she look like?
Like Cassie, but a little smaller, and hair like yours. In heaven, this little girl came up to me, and she wouldn't stop hugging me.
Tears instantly streamed down the mother's face, but she composed herself and continued asking.
Honey, what was her name?
She didn't have a name. You guys didn't name her.
The past pain left the woman sobbing uncontrollably. They never knew if that baby was a boy or girl, and never had the chance to give them a name. This is a true story. A week earlier, this little boy named Colton suddenly developed a high fever. His parents tried everything to bring down his temperature, but nothing worked. When they got to the hospital, they learned it was acute colitis, and his entire abdominal cavity was infected. The doctors told them to prepare for the worst. The father, overcome with grief, raged in the waiting room. The mother called her friends, asking them to pray. Immediately, all their friends dropped what they were doing and prayed to God. Miraculously, the little boy survived and recovered. But after leaving the hospital, the boy began behaving strangely. One day, as his father drove past a cemetery, the little boy suddenly spoke up.
You had a grandpa named Pop, right?
That's right. He was my mom's dad. He died when I was about your age.
He's very nice.
You saw Pop? You saw my grandfather? You saw him. Where did you see him?
In heaven?
The boy's words shocked his father. Looking at his son's innocent face, he decided to test if what his son said was true. He hurried home and pulled out a photo of his grandfather, asking if this was the person. But his son shook his head, saying this wasn't the person he saw in heaven. People in heaven don't wear glasses. The father suddenly realized something. He searched the storage room for a long time, and finally found an old photo of his grandfather as a young man.
That's him. That's Pop. In heaven, everybody's young.
The father choked up. "Hi, Sid, could heaven really exist?" That night, unable to sleep, he went to his son's bedside, wanting to hear more about his heaven experience. The boy nodded. He said that during surgery, his perspective somehow floated up into the air. He could see the entire operating room, his father in the next room kicking over a chair in anger, and his mother constantly calling friends. Then he arrived at a pure place filled with clouds. He saw countless glowing stars approaching him. Looking closer, they were angels with wings. Each angel sang beautiful praises to God. Then the little boy innocently asked,
Can we sing We Will Rock You?
A figure in white robes slowly approached the boy.
Colton, you know who I am? You're not afraid.
Nobody here wants to hurt me.
That's right, Colton. And nobody here ever will. There are some people here who want to meet you.
The figure in white then led the boy into a brilliant light. There he met a blonde girl. Though they didn't speak, the boy mysteriously knew this was his sister who had died in the womb. The girl also clearly knew this was her brother. Family love drew them into a tight embrace. Here, they knew each other's identities without introduction. The father was stunned. He couldn't sleep, and even went to church, praying to God, asking if God and heaven really existed. To find answers, he told friends about his son's miraculous experience, wanting to confirm if heaven truly existed. But no one could give him answers. Even his wife thought the heaven story was ridiculous. With no other option, the man obsessively researched day and night. He needed definitive answers because this would determine how he would live his life. Eventually, he became so consumed that he nearly lost his job. His wife couldn't take it anymore.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, don't you think that we need to be talking about this life? Not the next one?
I'm right here. What do you want to talk about?
We need to make sure our children are safe and they're happy and that they are normal.
Yes, and normal. I agree.
Arguments didn't resolve their conflict. She angrily went to the bedroom to pack her clothes, but then their son revealed their mother's past miscarriage. This unbelievable revelation instantly erased all the mother's previous doubts. She and her husband embraced in pain.
That's our baby. It's our little girl.
Now he had no doubt about heaven's existence. That night, he again went to his son's bedside, asking what God looked like in heaven. The boy said God had nail marks on his hands and feet. The father immediately thought of Jesus who died on the cross and resurrected. He brought church picture books for his son to identify.
Did he look like that?
The clothes, not the face.
The father showed another picture to his son.
This?
No, Jesus has light eyes.
What color?
Bluish greenish.
The father suddenly remembered a news story from years ago. A little girl had once had a similar experience, and later drew what Jesus looked like. The father immediately showed this drawing to his son.
Colton? You okay?
That's him.
The father was astonished. His son's miraculous experience led him to become a Christian pastor in their town. He often shared his son's experience in church.
We got a question. Is heaven real? Because if heaven is for real, we'd all lead different lives, wouldn't we? Haven't we already seen heaven? In the first cry of a baby, the courage of a friend, the hands of a nurse or a doctor, the love of a mother or father. Haven't we already had a glimpse of heaven and so often chosen the hell of hate and fear? Then I believe that God, He's love. I believe God asked me to be a pastor. God, crush my pride. Open my heart to love. Is that I let others know they're not alone.
As the father told this story, the little boy seemed to see the heavenly scenes again. Remarkably, this is a true story. This is the real experience of the Todd Burpo family. Todd Burpo became a pastor, continuously preaching about love's truth. In October 2010, he published a book about Colton's heavenly encounters. The girl with a similar experience is named Akiane Kramaric. To this day, she continues using her paintbrush to depict scenes of heaven.
Is heaven a hope, or as real as the earth and sky? I once asked my grandfather that question, and he said by the time he knew the answer, it would be too late for him to tell me. The day would come when I asked that question again, staring into the eyes of my son.